Testing, testing. 1, 2, 3. Testing.
Testing, testing. Yes.
All right, let us know if you guys can hear us. How about that?
Hi.
Is that good?
Yeah, thanks.
A woman never belongs to you. It's just your turn. You lost your edge, she lost the traction for you. That's how it works. What'd you think she was gonna do? Tell you she cheated? Men cannot afford to get complacent in relationships. Get your fat ass off the couch, start lifting weights, and learn game. You're welcome.
And now your man,
Donovan Sharpe.
What's up, guys? It's your man, Donovan Sharpe, and welcome to the 736th edition of TSR Live, your daily dose of toxic masculinity. It is Thursday, May 6th of 2021. As always, we are multi-streaming live to Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, MGTOW.tv, and of course, in crystal clear, high-resolution 4K to SharpStream, the very first streaming platform owned and run by a creator like me. I keep trying to make this unique, like I'm the first or the only, and I keep having to qualify it. But download the SharpStream app, guys. Download the SharpStream app. You'll get push notifications when I go live.
Ooh,
Unfortunately, not today because Dev forgot to send out the push notification.
I'm doing it now.
Well, it doesn't matter now. We're already on the air.
Not too late.
You get push notifications when Devin remembers to put out the push notifications. You guys get to get all kinds of goodies and extras as well. Of course, I am joined by the lovely and talented Dev. Dev, how we doing today? You all right?
Doing great. It's kind of hard to wear these headphones with this second ear piercing.
Oh,
I got
yeah.
today.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. So Dev has, what's that, the third hole you've gotten poked into you this week?
This week, yeah.
This week, yeah. So she got the navel piercing. Oh, look, I got the push notification. Let's go to
Wow.
TSR Live. So yeah, she got the navel piercing this past Saturday, and you got a couple of new holes in your ear. You took Olivia to get hers as well. I'm sure her mother will be thrilled about that. But she was pleased as punch. She was excited about that.
Yeah.
So all in all, a good day. I mean, the more holes, the better, right? I kid because I care. Listen, man, I am absolutely not above dirty jokes. Later on in the show, we're going to make this a regular part of the show. We're gonna go through a couple of Tinder profiles. Every day we're gonna break them down, talk about what's right, what's wrong, etc., etc. Joker does it on his channel, and Joker's channel is successful. So I said, you know what? Let's do it because Joker does it. By the way, Joker is he's not going to be staying at the venue. He's actually going to drive his bus.
That's cool.
To Las Vegas. Yeah, he's going to park it in in an RV park about 10 minutes from where the venue's at. So he went ahead and locked that down.
Yeah, that's
and
cool.
So shout out to Joker. I guess listen, if he wants to drive from Florida all the way to Vegas, I guess he should probably start now. So I guess we'll see how that works. Hopefully he's not stuck in Nebraska somewhere and can't make the conference, but it's good that he has gotten that all locked down. So we are going to talk about Tinder profiles. We're going to try to do that every day. If you guys come across any Tinder profiles that you would like us to break down, talk about, point, and make fun of, send all submissions to tsr@donovansharpe.com, tsr@donovansharpe.com. We would greatly appreciate that. Also, we are going to talk about Matt James. Yes, Matt James, The Bachelor, is back in the news, and he has shocked everyone about what may or may not have happened in the fantasy suites. This is gonna be a very interesting topic to break down. And then of course, it'll be our first ever Ask Devin segment. Ask Devin is that's gonna be the inaugural Ask Devin. You guys, if you're a patron, you get to put your questions for Devin in the Patreon post. I said, listen, man, you guys can ask racy questions. You guys can ask edgy questions. Just try to be respectful. I'm not always respectful when I ask her questions, but you guys aren't me. So try to be as respectful as you can. Listen, she's not going to duck or dodge anything. So that's the way this is going to go. So listen, we have a packed show for you guys today. Of course, Temptation Island breakdown at the conclusion of the show. So today's show should be very, very good. But I'm gonna start with something that has become something of the norm here in today's Western culture. So it is an open secret, gentlemen, that Western women regularly withhold physical intimacy from their boyfriends and husbands. They either do it for a good reason or no reason at all, what they feel is a good reason, right? Now, back in the day, this wasn't a problem. If a couple was having issues, their bedroom fun didn't suffer, at least not that much. Listen, obviously, if a couple is having issues for whatever reason, the intimacy is going to drop off temporarily, which is perfectly normal. Perfectly normal. You're human. You guys aren't robots. I mean, two people can be extremely horny. I mean, I suppose people could have sex even if they're fighting. I've never really been one to be able to have sex. Like with you, if I'm pissed off at you, I can't have sex with you.
That's the last thing you're thinking about.
Yeah, that's the last thing I'm thinking about. A lot of guys can. I can't. The other night, I had you all dressed up and ready to go. I popped off, and I decided, you know what? I'm not smashing tonight. So I'm not that guy. A lot of guys can. I'm not that guy. But when they do work things out, this is back in the day, when they do work things out, they have a great makeup bedroom fun session, and they go back to their regularly scheduled fooling around in bed. Well, you fast forward 60 plus years, and women are now purposely withholding intimacy from their significant others. This is prevalent. They do it to make a point. They do it to punish him for something. They do it to get what they want. Now, there are many other reasons, kind of depending on the situation. But the point is, there is never a good reason to withhold intimacy from your husband or boyfriend. That's right, ladies. There is never, and I mean never, a good reason to withhold bedroom fund from your boyfriend or husband, unless, of course, the relationship is over, meaning you are not committed to one another anymore. You guys have split up. Now, women who are watching might be thinking, well, if I don't have to be intimate with my boyfriend or husband, I don't have to be. My body, my choice. If I don't want to put out, I'm not putting out. And guess what, ladies? You are 100% right. No man should or want to force a woman to do anything she doesn't want to do, least of all fooling around in the bedroom. If you're mad at your man for whatever reason and you don't want to get busy because you're mad, you are well within your human rights to close your legs. If you feel like you need to withhold your bodies to teach your man a lesson, you can do that too. Not mad at you. Your body, your choice. Withholding intimacy from your husband or boyfriend for whatever reason you choose, it's not illegal. It's your choice, and you shouldn't be forced to do anything you don't want to. But here's your problem, ladies. When we as men, when we decide to withhold our money and our resources for whatever reason we choose, you lose your minds. Every time I tell my guys, never feed her before you smash her, women are always foaming at the mouth with anger. It's a man's duty to spend money on his woman. Is that right? Well, how about we swap the gender and the deed and see how that sounds? Let's swap the gender and the deed. You guys ready? You ready? It is a woman's duty to be intimate with her man whenever he wants. Doesn't quite have the same ring to it, does it now, ladies? But guess what? We don't have to share our resources with you if we don't want to, any more than you're obligated to have fun with us in bed if you don't want to. Listen, man, Devin, she doesn't have to give it up to me any more than I have to share my resources and lifestyle with her. But if she does withhold her body, I'm out the door. And if I withhold my resources, she's not going to want to fool around with me. This is quid pro quo at its core. The point is, gentlemen, is that women feel entitled to a man's resources simply because they are actually living with them. They feel entitled to that. But then they want to close their legs and then expect the men to be okay with it and still provide the resources. It don't work that way. It does not work that way. Women are no more entitled to a man's resources than a man is entitled to a woman's lady parts, even if they live under the same roof. If a man and a woman live under the same roof and somebody comes out and says, listen, a woman has to give a man her body anytime he wants, what would they say? Oh, we can't. This is EPAR. This is assault. This is this. This is that. Okay. If the man all of a sudden stops paying his woman or his wife's cell phone bill, that's not fair. Well, what's not fair about it? She doesn't have to put out any more than he has to continue paying her bills or feeding her or buying her Coach bags or Tom Ford heels. But society doesn't tell us that, does it? It tells us that women are entitled to our resources, but then turn around and tells us that we're not entitled to their bodies. What ended up happening? Well, men figured out that this probably wasn't going to change. So they decided to do their own thing and sever all ties a woman has to his resources outside of what he decides to allocate to her of his own free will. Now that has caused our culture to adjust again by taking our resources from us and the way of taxing the reproductively responsible men and giving that money to the reproductively irresponsible women who have 5 kids by 5 different niggas. Even though I, Donovan Sharpe, have absolutely nothing to do with a woman getting knocked up by a half a dozen dudes, my resources are still taken from me and transferred to women. I have no children. I'm not married. I'm a high-earning entrepreneur, and I have taken every step necessary to make sure that my money goes exactly where I want it to go. But I'm still getting financially fleeced by these baby mamas out here. We as men, we no longer freely give our resource to females simply because they're women. So now our resources are taken from us. Let's do a thought experiment here. Let's do a thought experiment here. What if the government did the opposite of what it's doing right now? So right now, the government is taking resources away from men and giving it to reproductively irresponsible women. Let's turn that on its head. Let's do a thought experiment. What if we, hypothetically speaking, swap the gender and the deed? What if we swapped the gender and the deed? What if the government obliged all women in the age of majority, meaning 18 years or older, to have biblical relations with at least one man a year of the government's choosing, whether she wanted to or not? Wouldn't go over so well, would it? Not such a good idea, would it? Not such a good idea, is it? Forcing women to be intimate with a man of the government's choosing would be wrong for so many different reasons. I think any fair-minded individual would agree with that. So why then are we okay with doing it to men? Why are we okay with Uncle Sam essentially garnishing the earnings of high-earning, reproductively responsible men and giving our money and resources to irresponsible women we don't know and probably don't even like, who could give less of a damn about us? But Donovan, that's not the same. There's a big difference between money and sex. Au contraire. They are literally exactly the same thing. At least as far as relationships between men and women are concerned. As men, we want sex and sexual exclusivity. This is why we pursue women. We chase party girls for casual flings, one-night stands. We pursue other kinds of women for relationships. We want exclusive access to their lady parts. Sex is the main reason why we pursue women. It's not for money. It's not for resources because we have plenty of both. No. It is for sex first and foremost. Now, obviously, a woman's companionship, her agency, her assistance with our endeavors, those could prove to be significant factors. But companionship without intimacy is a platonic friendship. And that benefits no one except for the woman. So sex is the main reason we even deal with and put up with females in the first place. If we don't get bedroom action, we're not wasting our time. At least that's the way it should be. But we all know that more guys get friend zoned than guys who get bedroom access. On the other side of that coin, women pursue us mainly for our ability to provide. They don't chase us for bedroom action, at least not when they hit the attraction wall, right? In their 20s, yes, they pursue men for sex. But once they realize that the men who used to chase them back in their 20s are no longer looking in their direction, they focus more on a man's provisioning potential and focus a little less on physical attractiveness. In either case, they've got access to unlimited sausage until they hit menopause, and sometimes even well after that. Hattie up in New York City would probably have something to say about that. Women chase men for relationships to get access to our resources and our resources alone. Yes, protection, companionship, stability, and status are all factors. But none of that matters if he's not sharing his resources with her. But there is one huge difference between bedroom action and resources in terms of our motivations to pursue each other. That one huge difference: women need our resources a lot more than we need their bodies. Don't get me wrong. We certainly want that bedroom fun. But for every woman who doesn't want to have biblical relations with us, there are 25 more who are ready to give it up at a moment's notice. Now, on the other side of that coin, for every man who doesn't want to commit his resources to a woman, there are 25 more who are waiting in the wings, ready to move her in, pay her bills, and fund her lifestyle. And so one might think that women are at an advantage here. They get to party in their 20s, then find a provider in their 30s. Alpha smash, beta cash. But what the world doesn't tell these women is that the men who are actually willing to share their resources with a used up female with multiple kids by multiple men, these are not the men these women want. These women want the high value men. They want the top 10%ers. They want the tall, good-looking 6 to 7 figure earner that 95% of all women are chasing. They don't want the men who are making $80K a year with good job and a good credit. They want it all. So in this game of chicken, let's call it, between men and women withholding resources and sex from one another respectively, we as men, we win. And the reason we win is because if a girl doesn't give it up, we can replace her with 24 girls who will. High caliber men have built-in abundance. It does not work the same way for women. Now, in the beginning, it might seem it does, right? In the beginning, it might seem that it does indeed work the same way for men. If a man withholds his resources from any given female, yes, there will be dozens of men who will comply. And for this reason, women do have a built-in abundance. But the abundance of options for high-value men is very, very different from the abundance of options for the average woman. Men with options have beautiful women throwing themselves at them all the time. If one woman acts up, he can replace her in a New York minute, and he doesn't miss a beat. The girl he replaces her with will look good or better than the girl he replaced her with. No skin off his back. Plus, he'll have access to young, pretty girls well into his 50s, and sometimes even longer, provided he takes good care of himself. And men with money and resources usually do. The options for women, however, are not the options they want. As I just said, the men willing to share their resources with these hashtag average at best women are not the men they want. And to add insult to injury, these options won't be available to them for nearly as long as the options that are available to high caliber men. Because the older women get, the fewer options they have, undesirable or otherwise. At some point, women run out of men who are willing to share their resources with them. And when that happens, they panic. They're mad that men are no longer buying what they're selling. They're panicking because they can no longer get men to pay sticker for a used car with a blown transmission and 500,000 miles on it. American women in relationships are always overplaying their hands, guys. They've been price gouging men for something they go out and get for virtually free from women who are thinner, pleasant, and better behaved. Then, when their man cheats, they scream, men are dogs, men are garbage, men cheat. Well, did you forget about the part where you snapped your legs shut because you thought you could do so without any consequences? Yeah, I thought so. So now I'm going to bring in the lovely and talented Devin to get your take on this. You just heard a lot there. What are your thoughts on a man withholding his resources until he knows that you're worthy of his attention and commitment? Give me, I don't want to know your perspective, just give me what you feel is the average woman's perspective on this. Obviously, your perspective is much different these days for obvious reasons, but let's talk about the average American female, what she thinks about men withholding resources and commitment until she proves that she is worthy of said resources and commitment.
Like you said, a man who gives up commitment too quickly is a, you know what?
Yeah, male version of a banana gobbler.
Yep.
Yep.
Thank you.
Yep.
That's kind of the way I think women see it too. Like if you go on one date with a guy and he sends you flowers or he starts showing way more gratitude than it's worth or something like that, it's creepy, it's weird, it's a turnoff. You don't want to see this person again.
Right.
So rightfully so, a man should, have a woman prove that she's actually worth time, effort, and resources.
Okay.
And she does this by appearing willing,
right.
not waiting to be chased kind of thing. Like,
right.
Just being upfront, and just being true, just being a genuine person. And and if he likes her, then he'll invest in her. And if she reciprocates, then you've got something going.
Okay. All right.
That's how relationships work, right?
Absolutely. So, and you make a very good point. A lot, women don't reward the men who give them their resources and commitment too early. Takes her out on a first date, $400-$500 dinner, champagne, flowers, blah, 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 blah. She's completely turned off by that guy.
Right.
So why then do they complain that Mr. Alpha Chad with his Ferrari hasn't bought her anything and she's been banging him for 6 months?
I don't know anybody who's complained about that. I mean, they'll complain because they're greedy or something, but I don't know. I don't know anyone who's ever banged a Chad with a Ferrari and complained about it. Okay.
Well, obviously there are women who have banged the Chad with the Ferrari, but they complain that they're not getting the commitment. Like there are girls out there, Cobra Tate, for example. He's got a bunch of supercars, right? The girls he takes out, the girls he messes with, he doesn't buy these women anything. Those women
are just glad to be with him.
They're so you're telling me that they're happy being the side chick? I mean,
I think they see it as a level of status. Like, wow, I'm good enough to get this guy. So it's a boost of self-confidence. It's an ego boost. So as long as he keeps them around, they're getting that positive feedback.
Sure, but eventually they want the commitment, right?
Most women will, yeah.
Okay.
I mean, you get to know guys like that enough, you know that you're never going to get it because he's got 18 of you waiting in the other room.
Okay.
You
All
know?
Right. Yeah.
For them, I just think it's probably just an honor, quote unquote, to have his attention.
Right, but there are women who complain about men who do not share their resources with them.
Yes, I would say if they've unequally, like if they've invested a lot into the relationship and the man
like
hasn't
what?
Reciprocated. Time, gifts, making sure that they're buying new dresses for dates and they're looking top notch and they're taking hours to get ready and they're if they're buying dinner half the time or they're you know what I mean, like they're constantly pursuing the man and they're not getting anything back, then and women don't really need resources back, especially not at the beginning.
Of course not, but they do need a return on their investment,
which is usually by attention and time.
Here's the thing.
Time is your biggest resource.
No, time is my biggest resource. Girls have all the time in the world. Girls have all the time in the world, and they give their coochie up to everybody. In a man's mind, just because I'm sleeping with you doesn't mean you're invested. Because you've slept. The average dude, I mean, take the average woman. She's sleeping with 3 other guys when you start seeing her. So when she starts to complain, why isn't he investing in me? Because you haven't invested in him. You're still passing around the cooch like it's Halloween candy.
Okay. I don't have that much experience dating like you
She's
have.
She's playing the naivety card. She's playing the naivety card here.
I mean, I don't know. I can't really relate to that mentality because it's just far off from what I've
I'll tell you what. Let me ask you this. A lot of people who have really watched the show early on, they're all like, Donovan, you're capping. You talked about how you trained Devin and she did this and she did that and it took you 18 months. Dude, I've had guys tell me, dude, you committed to her after the first week and this and that and the other. What are your thoughts on that?
They couldn't be any more wrong. Dude, it was like one thing after another. Okay, do this. I do it. Okay, do this. Okay, I do it. And then do this. And then I'm like, okay. Now, and that's why, like, when you asked me, when you moved in finally, and you were still like getting on your feet in the area and stuff like that, and you were like, why did I wait, or why didn't I demand anything? And it's like, because I had already invested so much that, damn it, I wasn't gonna give up anytime soon.
Okay, all right. I guess that answers the question. It all sounds good on paper, how to build a quality woman from the ground up, et cetera, et cetera. And don't do this to stroke my ego. I want you to let our audience know how did you improve? Like, what about your life now is, other than the money and the lifestyle, what about you physically, mentally, spiritually, what about you is better than it was before I got a hold of you?
I'm much more disciplined.
You have to lower your voice now.
Oh, sorry. I'm much more disciplined. I'm a lot more self-aware, cognizant of my behavior. Let's see. I definitely dress and look a lot more feminine. I get my nails done every 2 weeks.
Get your nails did.
Yeah,
get your nails did.
Get my nails did. You know, I take a lot better care of myself, and I do that because I want to look good for you. You know, but in a way, it might seem, like, oh, I'm just doing it for me. It's not for me at all. I never had my nails done before I met you.
Sure.
You know, like, the same thing goes for the heels and the sexy clothes and stuff. Which, you buy, I wear. So
yeah, that's how that goes. That's how that goes.
I try to buy stuff and you're like, nah.
Yeah, it's because you're always buying some shit that's like all the way to the ground. I'm like, yo, I want to see some ass, man. Like, come on now. Like, coming in here with granny panties, talking about, ooh, this, nope. I don't do granny panties.
I think that anyone who tries to weaponize bedroom fun,
mm-hmm.
is that like a nuclear test or something? Like, because only married women would do that. I don't see any woman in a relationship hoping to gain commitment looking to use this as a weapon. Right. And it's almost like these women are trying to use this to better their husband's behavior.
Yeah, that's crazy.
What are we, children?
I mean, apparently.
So you had mentioned something about the government, and I was a little confused by your point there because.
Oh, about the government. My little thought experiment.
As an unmarried woman without children, I also pay taxes, same amount that you do.
Okay, but you're still a woman. You get advantages I don't. And you're a white girl, so I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it.
Okay. I was going to say, like,
the only time, listen, check this out.
I'm still funding them too.
Look, check this out. And this is funny. This is funny. Devin drives she drives like a white girl. And when I say she drives like a white girl, she speeds all the time. She leans on that suspension. Every time she turns, there's shit rolling around in the car, right?
That's not true.
No. You drive like, no. When I say she drives like a white girl, she drives like she's not going to get pulled over. When I drive with Dev, I'm 10 and 2. Dude, I'm making sure I wear maybe long sleeves so the cops don't see my tattoos. I am straight. I am by the book. Dev, hell no. Dude, she's all over. Like, you're driving like a white girl.
I don't speed, by the way. I just get to the speed limit as quickly as I possibly can.
Dude, I had a girlfriend who told me that once, and she fucking lied. You speed. You absolutely speed. Get out of here with that. But yeah, again, what I wanted to establish was that I made it very clear what was expected of you.
Right.
And the one thing I knew you were never going to do was withhold sex from me.
Why would I do that? I'm doing all of these things.
Teach me a lesson?
I'm doing all of these things to try to get your attention, to try to keep your attention, and
you don't want to
especially
teach me
your sexual attention.
You don't want to teach me a lesson?
No, not unless I just want to blow this thing up. I mean, that doesn't make any sense. It just builds resentment and on both sides.
Okay, all right.
First of all, intimacy between two people, that's the foundation of a relationship.
That's right.
You're going to actually kick out the foundation and expect the thing to stay standing? It doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, putting them in the friend zone.
Ugh.
Yeah. I guess we'll talk a little bit later on how women can get what they want from their boyfriends and husbands without withholding the bedroom fund or using it as a reward.
I don't know, but from what this article shows is these women are just extremely entitled and spoiled.
You've never tried to use sex as a reward for me.
A reward?
Yes.
Why would I?
This is so funny. You're looking in there at why would I? No, because women not only weaponize sex to punish their men, they use it to reward them. If you do this, then I'll give you sex. And
if I want to show my appreciation, I'll make a beef Wellington or something.
There you go. Exactly.
You know,
right.
I'll do something above and beyond what I'd normally do.
There you go.
Fortunately for you, there's no above and beyond the way things go when we're behind closed doors because I can't walk in 12-inch heels.
You're not supposed to. You're not supposed to. We can't have you running away. Can't have you running away and being free. Looks like we got some super chats.
Yeah, Khalil G. My mistress thinks it's not fair for wives to withhold sex.
See? Very nice.
Peter Lee, $5. They can't complain about men cheating when they are the ones withholding intimacy.
There you go.
99% of dead bedrooms affect men.
Here you go, man. Listen, these women withhold sex from their boyfriends and husbands. Why did he cheat on me? Because you gained 40 pounds, you stopped putting out.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
Red Pill Mike, $100 super chat. I always used to laugh my butt off when I would hear the Pat Benatar song, Sex as a Weapon, as if she would know the first thing about it. But
God.
When you're married to Neil Giraldo, who also likely had young and hotter groupies throwing themselves at him, she knew who was desired more.
There you go. Wow, good comment there by Red Pill Mike, man.
Crazy references. Let's see. Whatever Tube, $10. Hey, she's wrong about only married women do this. I'm a guy, and I've withheld sex with lots of times and lots of girlfriends since in my about mid-20s to now. When I'm mad, I'm mad. No sex. Love the show.
Damn right. Dude, I'm telling you. Tell them what, I mean, we don't have to get into what, I forgot what I was, dude, I remember everything. I always forget what I'm pissed off at you about.
Good. Good, but I wish I would remember too so I wouldn't do it again.
What was I pissed off about?
I don't know. I had asked you, or you had asked me where the keys were.
Oh, I talked about it on the air.
Yeah,
Okay, yeah. So
it.
this is what happened. This is what happened, guys. This is what happened.
So I don't know. You have the keys.
Right. So I was looking for my keys, and because I wanted to go to the liquor store and get a bottle of wine, and I was like, and I knew Devin didn't know where the keys were, right? And so I was going to ask Devin where the keys because I knew I had them last. So I'm downstairs. I'm looking for the keys. Dev's like, well, what are you looking for? I was like, I'm looking for the keys. She's like, well, I don't have the keys. I said, I know. That's why I'm looking for the keys. That's why I didn't ask you. Well, you took them while I was working out, and I mean, I haven't seen them since. You had them last. For the first time, I actually remained quiet. Normally, I think that's the first time I've ever just gone in on you because I just didn't have the energy. I was like, dude, what? Like, so I go to the liquor store. I come into the house. Now I'm all huffy and puffy, and Dev's like, what's wrong? You seem upset. And this is something I never, ever do. I said, check this out. Here's what happened. Then I told her what just happened with the key thing. And I said, listen, man, like I'm tired of having to explain this shit to you. And then I went off on some other tangent. I went upstairs. I started to see it a little bit. Then I came back. I was like, you know what? Take off the heels, man. We're not fucking tonight. So, yeah,
well, I wasn't trying to be bitchy. I was trying to I was trying to jog your memory. You know, like, okay, because at first I thought you were looking for the keys. I was like, because they're my keys.
You're trying to jog my memory?
I was like, yeah.
You did a very bad job.
Hilarious.
Yes, you did a very bad job of that. Yeah, that's
next time. Now this is a lesson in when to shut your mouth.
Listen. There you go, man. I mean, and listen, I was, hey, listen, these things have to be said. TSR Security's in the house. Big Brandon making an appearance, clocking in for Club TSR Security. Big Brandon will be at the Conference of Masculine Excellence. He will be at the Conference of Masculine Excellence. We are off to a fantastic start. Let me go to the Sharpe Stream chat, and then we will pull up an article that we are going to talk about. This is going to blow you guys' mind. RPAP says the only women I've ever known to pay for a man's dinner are the women dating a complete loser, except for Dev. I think, oh my God, when we go out, I think you pay about half the time. Of course,
if it's my idea, yeah.
Your idea, your dime. That's the way we do it. RPAP again says the only people who can weaponize sex are married women because they already have a bat called divorce. Should he play the Uno reverse and say, no, you only control if I have sex with you, not if I have sex? What are your thoughts on that? Because there are plenty of girlfriends that withhold sex from their boyfriends, right? I mean, because if there's a shared residence, I mean, most men, when they share residence with their boyfriends or girlfriends, and she withholds her withholds her body, what's he gonna do?
Go to the basement, watch his computer in the basement.
Shit. Dude, do you know what I would do? Do you know what I would do if you ever withheld sex from me?
Leave.
Well, you wouldn't know because it'd be blackout for like 48 hours. Like, I just disappear.
Really?
Yeah, I'd go to, like, Canada or some shit like that.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. I don't know. I'd go to another country. Well, actually, I wouldn't go to, I got to get my passport renewed. So I guess I'd go somewhere within the 48 continuous.
Oh, and I'd be freaking out, going, where'd he go? Is he coming back? Oh, my God.
And then you'll discover my phone on the, yeah.
You know what's funny is, if the only thing that they can think of is withholding sex, that says a lot about what they actually bring to the table.
There you go. Dude, I was just thinking the same thing. Women who withhold sex are telling the world that's really the only reason their guy is with them. Right. Food for thought. Andre Jay says women likely can drive fast because I think sex appeal might help in avoiding tickets. Listen, I'm pretty sure, I'm sure that has something to do with it, but the reason why Devin drives like a fucking maniac is because she's a white woman, and white women can get away with driving like fucking maniacs. Black dudes, not so much. Got another super chat there. ISO talks?
ISO talks?
Yep, ISO.
You withheld bed fun from her when she got that fat BIG, LOL, and Joy Isabel made a big video about it. Oh, when I got fat, remember?
I do.
I didn't get fat. I gained a couple pounds.
You gained 7 pounds, sweetheart.
I know.
That's not a couple.
No,
that's 3.5 couples. 3.5 couples, Dev. Let's not minimize. Listen. Let's keep it real for the American people.
That was a very effective tactic too, by the way.
I'm just saying. She cannot get enough of the 2.5-inch destroyer, guys. Can't get enough. Chronos Absolution says, Devin, most women believe the emotional connection is the foundation of a relationship. What do you think? He thinks that women think that if women thought that the emotional connection was the foundation of the relationship, they wouldn't withhold bedroom fun. They'd withhold their attention. Right. They would just withhold attention. Women know what the foundation of a relationship is.
And most women do create that emotional bond through physical intimacy.
How? Just by giving it up?
Yeah,
you know what?
By the close personal connection. You know, the love language.
Love language?
Love language.
Like fellatio? Like, that's pretty emotional for me. I mean, it is. I mean, dude, fellatio. I mean, dude, I love fellatio, man. That's like I never feel as close to you as when you are doing your thing. Like, I feel emotionally connected to you.
Okay,
It's a beautiful thing.
That's physical intimacy.
It's a beautiful thing. Yes.
So next time you exercise your options and she's doing that for you, you're going to feel emotionally connected to her too?
No, well, let's not go that far. Let's not go that far. We got one more super chat, and then we'll do our article. Oh, Red Pill Mike, what you got?
In the words of Corey Holcomb, none for you tonight means none from you tonight.
There you go. That's when Luce told me when I was up in Indian Springs. She says, I guess you're not getting laid. I said, that's what you think. Luce Mendoza, shout out to you. She's probably really fat right now because she was hot, dude. But she had a boyfriend the entire time. I knew she did. Feel sorry for the guy. Dude, I bet he married her. Luce Mendoza Martinez, I think was the guy's last name. Moving right along, let us get to today's main topic that does have to do with withholding bedroom fun. So there's an article. Is that Chester or Daisy?
Daisy.
Is that Daisy?
Yeah. She's probably barking at the TV.
Yeah, our dog barks at other dogs on TV. Pay no attention. Men meet the women using sex strikes to change their husbands. I'm going to quickly read through this. This is the story of 4 women who have changed who withheld sex and got results. Want your husband to put away the laundry or stop being mean with the cash? These women have a novel tactic, writes Samantha Brick. As a marital weapon, its power is indomitable. No wonder the sex strike, women refusing to have sex with their husbands to get their own way, has been used for millennia. Back in 411... Now, see, I don't buy this at all. I don't buy that women ever went on sex strikes back in 411 BC. Greek dramatist Aristophanes wrote a play about women withholding marital favors until a war is ended, but it recently came back into focus when U.S. actress Alyssa Milano urged women to refuse intimacy to protect against new Noit-Roba laws. And this undoubtedly effective method is still being wielded in Britain's bedrooms. It's empowering and keeps him on his toes. Maggie McKenzie, 38, is married to a financier and has a son, Zephyr, 15 months. She lives in Kensington, England. When I was young, she says, I was incredibly naive about a woman's sexual power. That's ridiculous. Women, she's 38, right? She had to, look, girls now know the power of their sexual allure at a much younger age.
I think they knew it then, too.
There's no way they couldn't.
Yeah.
Because you knew, didn't you? Yeah.
I knew there was something there. I didn't really understand it.
Okay, all right. I'll buy that. But you knew that dudes weren't just looking at you because they wanted to know where the candy store. Okay, all right. Come on now. Come on. Let's keep it real. Anyway, I've been a vegetarian. Oh, this is ridiculous. I've been a vegetarian since I was a teenager. And until that point, had always dated fellow veggies. But then I met a meat-eating man and was completely smitten, probably because he was a meat eater. Unbelievable. Though I really liked him, I just couldn't square his diet with my personal values and found it almost impossible to be intimate with someone who smelt of meat. So, having slept with him once, to prove just how good we were together, I told him that if he wanted to forge something serious with me, including further sexual relations, he'd have to give up meat. Though I hoped he would change his ways, I wasn't expecting him to. So I was shocked when he caved in after a fortnight, that is 2 weeks, and became a vegetarian. Suddenly, she says, I realized how much sexual power I wielded. We went on to date for 5 years. But they're not dating anymore, are they?
Oh, no.
You want to know why they're not? Because he caved.
Because he died from lack of protein.
Unbelievable. Yeah, exactly. Dude, somebody get him a steak sandwich.
Couldn't come anymore.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? He couldn't bust the nut anymore. He's got nothing but freaking vegetables in his system. Jesus, eat a chicken breast or something. Yeah. And
I like how she snuck the vegan in there, too. Like,
of course
you had
she
to tell somebody.
Of course. Dude, vegans always have to tell people. But it's interesting. She didn't expect him to change. When she said, hey, if you want to be with me, you got to give up meat or else no sex. she wasn't prepared to follow through because she said she was smitten by him, right? So think about this. This dude was stupid. All he had to do was say no. What was she going to do, dump him? Well, why did you dump him? Well, he didn't become a vegetarian. Her girls would be like, you freaking idiot. What are you doing?
Right.
Unbelievable. She forecasted that she was not ready to follow through, yet she did it anyway. Blah, 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 blah. In subsequent relationships, I used sex strikes to achieve everything from getting my home redecorated to letting loose with internet purchases. I don't have a problem with this or see it as manipulative. It's a win-win. I'm happy and he's sexually satisfied. That's BS because he is not sexually satisfied if you are withholding sex. Even now, I am a happily married mother of one, which means she cheats because she said she is happily married. I'll go on regular sex strikes in order to get things I want. I'm a stay-at-home mom, and my husband, who works in finance, doesn't realize having a beautiful home is a big priority to me. So if he's dragging his heels on home modifications such as ordering a new wood burner, not getting back to me on wallpaper choices, or withholding the credit card,
Boo-hoo.
then I'll go on a sex strike. It always works. My most recent one was over a stunning overseas property I knew would be the perfect holiday home. I found a place in Antalya, Turkey. That's a steal, but he wasn't convinced. So I went on a month-long sex strike. Now we've put in an offer, so fingers crossed.
What an entitled brat.
Dude, what in the world are we doing? This woman is using, this is incredible.
This is so bad. She's ultimately evil. First of all, her husband's not happy.
Right.
She might be happy. He's not
happy.
He's not happy. It sounds like he treats her like a gnat that he keeps trying to, go away.
Right.
Oh, you want me to do this? No. It's it's not important. Stop wasting my time. Make a decision about the freaking wallpaper. Who cares? You know what I mean?
So are you blaming this on the husband?
Well, no. I'm blaming it on her for bothering him with, these are stupid problems.
Yeah.
This isn't a real issue. You won't let me buy a holiday house that we don't need in another country? Oh, boo-hoo. I'm going to withhold sex from you until I get what I want.
Well, wallpaper is very important, Devin.
Well, yes, so is a wood-burning stove. That woman goes out, chops wood, grabs it, brings it inside, stuffs it in a wood-burning stove. Get out of here.
I'm sure she does.
I'm sure her chambermaid fills her pots for her, too.
Dude, you talk about the embodiment of entitled. Oh, my God. Blah, 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 blah. Oh, listen to this. She says, I usually have to strike for at least a fortnight, but the longest was 6 months. I wanted to join him on a work posting overseas in Germany. He wasn't keen and said he would just fly home every weekend. So in the months leading up to the move, and for his initial weekend trips home, I withdrew sex. While I'd ordinarily miss sex, I had a lot going on, so I was never tempted to give in. Isn't that interesting? A lot going on, so she was never tempted to give in.
Give in to her husband?
There you go. How much you want to bet that she was giving in to somebody else?
Or he was.
He's not the one withholding sex.
I know. 6 months is insane.
Dude, he was banging other people, and so is she. She has to be banging people. That's the only way.
He's off in another country working for 6 months?
Yeah, and she's home alone? Yeah, exactly. Get out of here. So who's more justified in banging other people, her or him?
Him.
Good answer. My willpower has gotten stronger as I've gotten older. As for looking elsewhere for sex, it didn't occur to me to wonder if he'd stray. He's not that type of guy. Eventually, he relented. He never ever knows when I'm going on a sex strike. I like to keep him on his toes. We usually have sex 2 to 3 times a week. Withdrawing sex is empowering and effective when it comes to getting what you want. We've been happily married for almost a decade, so I must be doing something right. You want to know something?
What?
This is one of those deals where this dude is going to up and she's going to come home and there's not going to be one of 2 things is going to happen. She's going to come home. Actually, one of 3 things is going to happen. She's going to come home. All of his stuff is going to be gone. He'll be like, you know what? You can have everything. Take half my stuff. I'll take the kids every weekend. Because a man can't live like that.
No.
A man will not live like that. I'm sure he loves his kids, blah, blah, blah. That's the first thing that can happen. The second thing that can happen is he can start having an affair with a 24-year-old he met at the gym. And when she asks him, why did you do this? Well, because you weren't fucking me. Mm-hmm. That's why. I put a roof over your head. I give you food to eat. I provide a good life for you. But because you don't like the color of the wallpaper, you want to snap your legs shut? No, I don't think so.
Withholding sex for 6 months is also a form of abandonment. Like, you could divorce somebody on grounds of lack of physical intimacy.
Okay, listen, that's a female argument, right? Like, okay. But
well, I mean, that's a good way for him to file and have her be responsible for it.
Dude, why do that? Just go bang the 24-year-old at the gym, dude.
Yeah.
That'll teach her a lesson, right?
Yeah, but then she could, if you're caught, then she could demand half your shit.
She was going to demand half her shit anyway.
Yeah, that's true.
Right? Like, seriously. Eventually, this marriage is going to end in divorce.
Oh,
we both know that.
Yeah.
So, if she's going to end up with half of his stuff, if he doesn't have an affair, dude, go bang the 24-year-old at the gym and show her what's up.
That's why I figured he didn't want her in Germany for a reason.
Because he was banging German girls. Because You want to know why he's banging? Well, listen, he probably was going to be banging German girls anyway. He's a financier, and they were able to buy a home in another country, so chances are he's pretty well-to-do.
Right.
But if you want to reduce the odds of your husband running round on you, you got to give it up.
Yeah.
That's the way it works.
It's a counterintuitive argument to even think that. Why would you think that you are going to get something by not doing something? Like, the better way to go about it is to just blow his mind for a month straight.
There you go.
Every day, every 2
There you go.
days, different outfits. She's like, what did I do to deserve this?
Right.
You know, she's like, look, I really like this. What do you think? You know, there's a different way to approach it than to demand something and then say, oh, well, if you're not going to give it to me, then you can't have my body. You know, it's
Totally
just
agree.
stupid.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
And it's funny because a lot of guys would say, well, that's manipulation. If she's giving you all this bedroom fun and she's blowing your mind in bed only because she wants something, that's manipulative. No, that's not. Why wouldn't you? Listen, that sure as shit beats taking sex off the table, because if you take sex off the table, then you're definitely not getting it. And here's another thing. I remember, and I'm like, I don't like to brag about how well I treat you, but you live a good life. And the reason I treat you so well, the reason I'm generous with my generosity with you is because you're a good woman to me, right? The things that you do, not to blow smoke up your ass, but the things that you do for me sexually around the house on a daily basis, that is turbocharged for most women, right? What you do for me on a regular sexual night only happens on Valentine's Day for most people, right?
True, yeah.
And so and this is why I have no problem taking you to Atlantic City, just on a whim. This is why I have no problem saying, hey, let's fly to Miami for the weekend. Because you do this stuff on a daily basis. So if there's something you really want, Devin, you don't really have to talk me into or convince me of anything, because you're always doing what you need to do.
That's a fair point. Yeah. Yeah. Like when you go in the gym, I'm like, what do you want for lunch? Tell me 10 minutes before you come out. You know, so at least you have something to eat by the time you get out. You don't have to waste your time. If I see you in the fridge, I'm like, let me make that for you.
Yes.
What are you doing? You know?
Right.
But yeah, I mean,
let me ask you this. Have you ever felt the need to put in extra work to get me to do something or buy something for you?
I'm not the kind of person who like wants stuff. If there's something I really like or I need, I just talk to you about it.
You just ask me.
Yeah.
And what do I say?
Sometimes yes, sometimes no.
There you go. But you've never felt the need to go above and beyond, because your average is and again, I'm not trying to say that you're special or unique, but this is just how it works.
When we were first talking, I remember I wanted to buy myself
the Michael Kors purse.
Yeah.
Yes, I remember that.
And I had never bought one before, and I was like, I really want this.
I remember that, yeah.
This. Actually, no, I did have one. I wanted a new one. And I was like, because I couldn't imagine spending $300 on anything at that time, you know? And you were like, look, if you can complete this, and this.
Oh, yeah, I gave you the list of tests.
Yeah. Go ahead and do it. Boy, I worked my butt off, you know?
And you earned it.
And I did it.
Right.
So,
right. Wow.
you know, and then I felt like I actually earned it, you know? Like, it wasn't just allowing myself to have it, but I was actually, like, rewarding myself for, you know, following your lead, which is kind of an interesting dynamic. It's not very usual to hear stuff like that, but
sure.
You know, what you allowed me to buy something for myself, which is weird because we weren't even dating at the time.
That's called game, Devin.
Yes,
it's called game. Yeah, that's what that
really
is.
Good at it.
To bring this back around, the reason this woman, and this is funny, and I've talked about this before, if you as a wife or girlfriend, if you want something and you know that, and you feel like you have to do extra to get your husband or boyfriend to say yes to taking you here, buying you this, getting you that, There was another, wasn't there another, there was a bag you wanted. It's like $300 Michael Kors, the duffel bag, right? Remember that? And you asked me, hey, can I buy this?
Yeah.
Right. The reason I never bitch and moan about you wanting stuff is because you hold it down as it never, like, I never have to keep score with you.
Right.
Not to say that you're perfect, but you're very, very good to me. And because of that, more often than not, I'm going to tell you yes if you want me to get you something or give a gift. If you as a woman feel like you can't just ask your husband or boyfriend for something and he won't just say yes, maybe you're not being as good a girlfriend or wife as you need to be.
Either that or maybe it's stupid and you shouldn't ask for it.
Most things women ask for are stupid, but if you want it, you want it, right?
Right, but the duffel bag matches my tote bag and my purse and my suitcase, and I thought it would be a good look.
Okay. and I signed off on it.
So buying that helps me represent you better.
Oh, listen to you.
See that? See how it works?
All right, I'll just take heels and meals. Take heels and meals. Let's go to the next. Let's go to the next one. This is actually, so it says stay-at-home mum, Alisa Ali, lives in Sutton, South London, with her partner, Sam Solomon, a civil servant, and 2-year-old son, Aiden. She says, Sam and I have been together for 4 years. The sex has always been important. We make love every other day. We even have sex after an argument. Okay, so Sam, her husband, is the guy who can get it up afterwards, okay? Get the super chats ready because we're going to go to them next.
Got it.
So going on a sex strike last year was something I embarked upon lightly. Instead, it was the result of my deep frustration about what I viewed was his lack of commitment to our family and the fleeting attention he was paying our son. He works long hours as a civil servant, and I understand it's tiring, but at the weekend, it seemed to me that he only thought of himself. Instead of spending quality time with his family, he wanted to make those 48 hours all about him, having a lie-in, watching a football game, or going out by himself. For 3 months, I kept telling him it was important that he spend time with me and Aiden and served as a good role model for his son. Finally, after a fraught argument, it became clear that the only way he'd change his ways was if I did something big to show how serious I was. I knew my son behaved better after having things taken away from him and figured his father would be the same. I didn't tell him straight away, she says. Instead, after he started complaining that we weren't having sex, I explained what I was doing. I wanted to spell out to him that his actions had repercussions. Naturally, he was upset and even threw a strop, as children do, she says, because I had threatened to go on a sex strike before and had always caved in. After his initial histrionics, he didn't take me seriously and kept trying to initiate sex. I missed having sex, but I never gave in because I wanted results. I didn't have an ounce of doubt that he would look for sex elsewhere. This is incredible. These women really think their husbands wouldn't run around on them. Unbelievable. I can't imagine how I'd react if he had announced that he would strike. I wonder if he'd been taken over by aliens. Do you hear that? I wonder. See, women are never, ever used to the tables being turned on them. If they are, I wonder if he's being taken over by aliens.
Okay, so let me ask you this.
Okay.
If we role reverse the situation.
Okay.
Okay. I'm a man, you're the woman. Okay. If you don't give me a BJ, then I'm going to take away your car keys.
Wait, are you the woman and I'm the man?
No, I'm the man and you're the woman.
I can't be the woman. You got to be the woman.
So if you say to me, if I don't give you a BJ, then you're going to take away my car keys.
I never have to say that to you.
Exactly, it's ridiculous. But it's supposed to sound ridiculous.
Right.
You know, like if you don't if you say if you don't give me sex, then I'm going to take away all your credit cards.
Right.
Or I'm going to take your new purse, blah, blah,
right.
blah, away.
Right.
You know, that's something you do for a 4-year-old.
Yes.
If you can't share your toys, nobody's going to be able to play. You know, like it's ridiculous.
Okay, so what is she? So now listen, I am not in favor of withdrawing sex, putting them on a sex strike. But it sounds to me, now let's try to break this thing down here because she mentions what appears to be a valid concern.
Yes.
Her husband, Sam, he works a lot of long hours, but then during the weekend, he kind of goes off to himself. If what she says is true, then that's an issue. I'm not going to sit here, but by the same token, if I'm team man, like, look, man, like, bitch, like, he works long hours, man. He's got to have some time to decompress. So if you were, so what would you advise Alisa to do if this situation were exactly as she said it?
I think that she needs to be honest. she doesn't think that he needs time with the family. She needs a break. Okay. So what she's basically asking for is, well, I know you work, but when do you come home and you do nothing? I don't have a day to do nothing.
That's what this is. So it has.
Why don't you take the kid? You go be quote unquote be a good role model for a 2-year-old.
Dude,
2-year-olds don't know a role model from a rolling car on the floor. You know, like they don't understand what's going on.
So you think so basically what she's saying is that she needs a break.
I think so.
And she's using this. You need to be like, you're being selfish. You need to be a role model to your son as a guys. Like, in other words, she's withholding sex for noble reasons. Well, he needs to spend time with his son and blah, 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 when in actuality, she just needs a break, which is legit, which is why he just said be honest.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, so how would you approach that?
I could hire a babysitter one day a week so that I can go out and do what I need to do without toting a 2-year-old around because it can be very annoying.
Or how about hire a babysitter for the weekend to watch the kid so you and your husband can go spend time.
Exactly. Yeah,
right?
That's even better. Thank you. That was even better.
I mean, all these women, just like you said, they withhold sex for selfish reasons. If it really was all about him spending time with the son and this and that and the other, then she would come up with a solution that works for the both of them.
It's like, hey, I want you to be closer to our family, so why don't I take away what's closest between you and I in order to motivate you to become closer to all of us? What?
That's horseshit, man.
Yeah, and not only that, this poor guy, I bet you he's working 12 hours a day.
Easy.
Stay-at-home mom. You doesn't sound like he's a civil servant, so you know that they're not living the pampered lifestyle.
And the kid is taking a 2 to 3 hour nap every day, right?
Maybe an hour, yeah.
How old is he?
It depends on the
2-year-old son. I don't know. Does your sister? You can call your sister and find out.
A long time ago.
Okay.
But either way, I think that she feels home. She feels at home. She's stuck. She's doing everything for the family. He comes home. He's watching football. He's doing whatever. He's not spending time. He's not making plans. He's not being an active participant of the quote-unquote family life. No. He's working 12 hours a day to put food on the table and a roof over the head.
And she takes listen, she has one job, okay? Obviously, she needs to be a mother and a caretaker and all that stuff. But the number one thing on the priority list as far as a man is concerned is he needs to be able to have sex with his wife.
Right.
That's what it comes down to. This dude, listen, he might not be upholding his end of the bargain the way she wants him to, but he's upholding his end of the bargain. His ass goes to work every day.
That's true.
And here's the thing. Now, what if he said, you know what? If you don't put out, then I'm not going to work. Now we got a stalemate. And who needs what more? Does she need his job or does he need her pussy?
Right.
There you go. See, these women are playing a dangerous game, man. These women dude, I'm telling you what, man. One of these bitches is going to run up on. It wouldn't even happen that way, because if they did run up on a dude who knew his worth and women would never do that to a man they know they couldn't do it to, because listen, I can't assume anything. I would assume that you wouldn't do the same to me.
It never crossed my mind.
Right, because
your sexual attention is something I value, something I work hard for.
Well, not only that.
Why would I withhold it and think I'm going to actually get something beneficial out of it?
The point is women, you're absolutely right. The point is that women would never do this to certain men.
Right.
The only reason why these women are withholding sex from their men is because they feel like they can. And guess what? They're 4 for 4. They're 4 for 4. So let's read to the end of this here. Let's see what ended up happening. Let's see. Over the next several, when he realized I was sticking to my guns, he became very annoyed and told me I was being childish and inconsiderate of him and his physical needs. I stood my ground, saying I appreciated why he felt that way, but his neglectful behavior had really upset me and was inconsiderate of my needs too. This is her telling him that she wants a break. Mm-hmm. If she were just honest with him and said, look, what's his name? Ali?
Yeah, we need a date night.
Look, Ali, listen, we need a date night. Listen, can you watch listen, can I go get my nails done? Can I, and dude, any fair-minded man would, okay, I get it. You're home with the kid all day. You never get a break. Okay, listen, I'll take care of the kid. Go have a Tupperware party. Do what you got to do. I'll get a sitter. Later on. Listen, I don't know. What are we, 19? Did I really say Tupperware party?
Yes, you're definitely a child of the 80s.
Definitely a child of the 80s. What do they do now? What are Tupperware parties these days?
I have no idea.
What do they sell? I'm
not friends with those people.
Oh, God. Well, whatever parties you guys have here in the 2020s, And when you get back, I'll get a sitter for the kid. We'll go out, have a date night, and then we can finally get this thing done. That's how you resolve this. Withholding sex is never the answer.
No.
It's never, ever the answer. So let's see. So over the next 3 weeks, Rose ensued. But on the fourth weekend, something unprecedented happened. He organized a trip out. Wait a minute. He organized a trip out at a play center for him and Aiden. I was amazed and so relieved that they were having some father-son bonding time. The next day, at his suggestion, we went out as a family. The following weekend, he arranged for Aiden to stay with his mom so we could have some quality time as a couple. I lifted the ban.
Told
the
you.
Fucking dude. I'm going to tell you what, the nerve of these women talking about I lifted the ban. Again, listen, I don't care how, listen, check this out, Dev. Listen, and I don't have to explain this to you, but I don't care how mad you are. I uphold my end of the bargain. Dude, you could be pissed off at me for whatever reason. The one thing you're not taking from me is the sex. That's your end of the bargain, among other things. You can make your voice heard, but you're never, listen, I can't tell you what you can or can't do, but I can tell you that if you were to ever do that, it would not end well for you.
Right.
What would you do? Because you've had grievances to air out with me. How do you, and I guess I don't really know when it happens because I am kind of bullheaded. What have you done in the past if you had like a concern?
I think about how important it is to myself to actually bring it up.
Oh, okay.
You know, because it has to reach a certain level of importance to where I have to like think about saying it to you and think about how you would react before I even think about bringing it up.
Is it because you're scared?
No, it's because I can be tone deaf like most women, and so if I think it's important, I'll say it out loud in my head to you. I'll be like, "How would that sound?" Okay, this is stupid. You know, most of the time I'll just be like, "Whatever, it isn't even worth bringing up."
Right.
You know, if it is a concern, I'll just tell you, "Hey, I have a concern." And if it's nothing, you'll tell me it's nothing.
Yeah.
But if it comes out in a way where it's not a problem, it's not a problem until you say it is.
Right.
Right.
And one thing that's very important to note is that you used to be a complainer. You complained about everything. That has substantially been reduced. And because of that, when you do have something to say, you have no problem saying, "Hey, Donovan, like, can we talk about XYZ?" And I try, and listen, and it's weird because I never really feel upset when you bring something to my attention, and I think it has a lot to do with the fact that you think before you speak.
Yes.
A lot of women don't do that, and the reason why a lot of women don't do that is because they don't have a crazy temper like I do, right?
Well, the majority of people don't think, especially women, don't think before they speak, or they don't think about how they sound, and you know that's a really big problem in relationships when you constantly bombard your mate as a sounding board rather than using yourself or your friends first.
Yeah, that's weird because anytime you have a grievance with me, I very rarely just blow up.
No, because it's not stupid.
Like the floss on the soap.
Right.
That was stupid.
I learned my lesson.
Yeah, wow, that was years ago. Wow.
It was.
She's a fast learner.
Only 4 years.
Let's get to these super chats here. Let's see. Starting with
Peter Lee, $5. Died from lack of protein. Epic joke.
lack of protein.
Peter B, $10. I've been vegan/plant-based for 7 years, and the hammer is still stronger than ever. The key is the B12.
I've heard. Listen, we saw that one documentary, The Game Changers.
Yeah.
Look, the plant-based diet is legit. Is it sustainable for a guy like me? I don't know. I tried it for 2 weeks and I felt like crap on it. So.
Cryomancer, $50.
Woohoo!
Women know the men they can get away with it on. Guys that don't go for that have other options.
There you go.
Cold
Very
Steel,
good.
$10. Telling women what to do turns them on. It's being the man's assistant in exchange for resources. If he offers resources for sex, she'll put him into the trick zone.
Ooh.
Similar to the friend zone.
Oh, the trick zone. You know what the trick zone is, right? The trick zone is like you don't get my friendship until you do something for me.
Oh.
Yeah, the friend zone is, okay, you might do something for me. The trick zone is you will do something for me. You missed Fear None.
Sorry.
It's all right.
Fear to None, $2. My commitment, my choice, not by force.
You missed another one, Dr. Thunder.
Sorry.
It's okay.
Dr. Thunder, $5.
Oh, my God.
You guys are too cute.
Oh, Jesus
Digging
Christ.
the new segment.
Sean! You calling us cute? Yeah! I feel yucky on the inside now. I feel yucky on the inside.
It's because you need a shower.
Yeah, I know. I haven't taken a shower for 2 days.
I know. I wasn't going to say anything. I just did.
Oh, so you know I haven't taken a shower in oh, boy. All right. I got to, pardon me. Yeah, I'll do it. And it's funny because.
The only way I know that is there's no towels on the bathroom floor.
That's the only way you can tell. You had me sitting here thinking that I was stinking up and we're all in the studio. It's all inflated. I'm like, damn, am I, like, what the fuck? Come on, man. So the only way you know that I hadn't taken a shower is because there's no towels.
Yeah.
Jeez. And I use like 2-3 towels a day.
And you only use a towel once, too.
That's how many times you're supposed to use one. Yeah. Yeah.
Well, I use one for my hair and one for my
She's
body.
nasty. Oh, now, okay, now you're going to try and save it now, huh? No, Devin has no problem using towels twice. That is her. It's
my juice.
You use toilet paper twice?
No.
All right. You sure?
Yeah, but I don't have to wash that.
Kronos Absolution on Sharpstream says, how does causing resentment towards your husband make a marriage not end? Dude, I'm telling you, man. I'm telling you. Apollo 137, I'm sorry, Danny DBC says, women seek to few accomplished, and they can get it by finding a man that noted work for getting him to buy things to seek approval of others. Okay. Apollo says his wife is trying to throw the peace sleeve at it now. When we were married, she would try to ration it out. So his ex-wife is trying to give it to him more than she did when they were married.
He mentioned earlier that she withheld sex for 3 months because she had a dream he cheated.
Oh my God, Jesus Christ, dude, she is. Dude, I talk to him every Sunday on the Sunday Zoom calls.
Oh yeah.
Available if you are a patron, patreon.com/Donovan Sharpe. Yeah, dude, she wants to smash for real. She absolutely wants to smash. Sirius says, I've discovered I'd rather work 8 hours and do my own chores than have a woman that complains about doing 3 hours of chores and watching the kids as if that's hard. Real talk. Denny DBC says, no, I already said that. Okay. Kronos Absolution says, Donovan felt the need to man up after the cute. Dude, I had to, man, I ain't cute. I had to deepen the voice. Had to deepen the voice a little bit. 565 people watching on YouTube. Guys, let's hit the like button or the dislike button. Let's push us up in the algorithm. You guys know that YouTube likes to work in mysterious ways. Mysterious ways. Get your hands on the 49 Laws of Sharpe, the beginning of your masculine renaissance. DonovanSharpe.com/newsletter is where you can get that. That is 132 pages of rock-solid, ironclad RP truths. This book changes lives, and it is absolutely free. DonovanSharpe.com/newsletter. If you're not a cheapskate and you have $16 laying around, get the Book of Womanese Volume 1, What She Says versus What She Means. 125 plus, over 125 translations, only $16. DonovanSharpe.com/womanese. Again, like, subscribe, and share.
Get the app. Get the Sharpstream app.
Oh, yes. Get the Sharpstream app. I got to mention that because you worked a lot. You worked very hard on that. Yes. Devin says get the Sharpstream app. I need to get a graphic for that. You guys can get it on the Google Play Store, at the Google Play Store, or at the App Store. Like, you should be proud of that app, man. The fact that there is an app on my phone with my face on it, that is crazy. That's crazy. Thank you for that. Devin, Matt James, he's made the news again. Matt James, The Bachelor, has made the news again. So there was an article published today entitled, Matt James Says He Didn't Have Sex in the Fantasy Suites. Oh, boy. Matt James didn't have sex in the fantasy suites. Now, for those of you, let me just read this. Matt James is opening, hang on. Let's see. There it is. Matt James, the article starts, is opening up about his time on The Bachelor in a new interview with WSJ Magazine. And aside from talking about his relationship status with Rachel Kirkconnell, he spoke about what really went on in the Bachelor fantasy suites. What happens in the fantasy suites typically stays in the fantasy suites, meaning that cameras 100% aren't rolling. But it's usually a time for bachelors, bachelorettes to chill with their finalists away from producers, and yes, sometimes have sex. They always have sex in the fantasy suites. Like, who are we getting here? However, Matt said that he used the opportunity to get to know his final three, Rachel, Bree Springs, and Michelle Young, on a deeper level. I can't speak for anybody but myself, he says, but I think the women appreciated it, he explained, because I did learn things about them I hadn't gathered, that I don't think I would have learned if I'd used that time to really dive deeper into something they might not have been comfortable talking about on camera.
What is it? That doesn't...
Matt. Matt also implied that some of his deeper on-camera conversations with contestants ended up on the cutting room floor saying, quote, ultimately, The Bachelor's about more than myself. It's about the women who are there and their journeys. There's lots of things that didn't make the air that you just got to hope knew a lot better than I did. The beginning of Matt's season was criticized for focusing too much on drama between contestants instead of relationships. Well, that's what sells. So here's hoping Katie Thurston's upcoming season of The Bachelorette goes a little deeper when it comes to one-on-one connections. Guys, this is 100% cap. This is 100,000% cap. Anybody who watched The Bachelor, and the breakdowns, knows he absolutely smashed Michelle. He absolutely smashed Bree. Why do we know this? Because they were glowing the next day. Not only that, they talked about it as though they had smashed. I know he plowed Rachel. I know he plowed Rachel. You want to know why? Because before the fantasy suites, Rachel was all in a tizzy. I don't know if I'm in love with Matt James. I don't know if he's going to pick me. Oh my God, this and that. After the fantasy suite, she was very, very confident. In my opinion here, Matt is still trying to be the good guy. I think he's trying to do this for Rachel. I think he's saying, I didn't screw him, baby. Listen, we didn't do anything in the I don't know. I don't know if he's trying to save face. I don't know if he's trying not to be like his dad, who was a player. I mean, what do you think? I mean, are you buying this or are you not? What is this?
It's just no wonder he didn't get engaged, if that's true.
Well, what do you mean?
I mean, he's so busy respecting everybody.
Jesus Christ.
That he lost his own self-respect. And why are you there? It's not the cuddle suite. It's not the get to know you suite.
The cuddle suite.
It's the fantasy suite.
Yeah.
You know,
yeah.
like you can't.
Y'all finna be fucking. That's what it is.
I'm sure they had nice pillow talk towards the morning hours.
Of course.
You know, got to know a little bit better. But why did it say that there were no cameras in the fantasy suite, but yet all of these deep conversations got left on the cutting room floor if they happened off camera? Because
the deep conversations were deep.
Right.
Yeah, that's
sure
what that
were.
was.
He got to know her from the inside.
That's what I'm saying. I don't understand why. He's the first bachelor or bachelorette who came right out and said nothing happened in the fantasy suite. Does he not remember that we actually watched? Like, dude, Bree's skin looked better. Michelle was glowing. Like, dude, everything was coming up roses. Why would he tell us proactively that nothing happened in the fantasy suite?
It'd be funny to see like screen caps of each girl's face after the fantasy suite, and then like a meme with him going, "Did not have sex."
Oh
right.
my God. Lighten it up.
Yeah, I don't know. I think he's just trying to have the women save face, especially the ones that didn't end up with him.
Maybe. I remember earlier you said that because it was two black girls, it was Michelle, Bree, and Rachel. If he didn't pick Rachel at that point, he would be doing that so that Rachel would still have dating prospects, right?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Because, white girls who are known to have smashed brothers don't get a chance at white dudes anymore. Yeah. Mm-hmm. All right. Just making sure you know.
I heard it a couple times.
That. Yeah, absolutely. All right, the Steel Curtain looks like he has downloaded the app. Says, nice work, Team Sharpe.
Sweet, thank you.
Appreciate that. Sirius says, why do these men have to lie about this? Come on. It's not a big deal trying to be good. I mean, dude, like, what are we doing?
Red Pill Mike has a point. He says, catching heat from the sisters for smashing racist white lady.
Oh, my God, dude. That's exactly what it is. Oh, my God, dude. Oh, my goodness, man. That was, listen, the racial lines were drawn. They really, really were. And what ended up happening was exactly what this guy said would happen. Dude, I told you, Matt James was going to end up with a white girl. Mm-hmm. The final four was three black women, or is it 2 and 2?
I don't remember.
I
just remember you called her way early in the
Yeah. I said, dude, Rachel's your winner.
Yeah.
Rachel's your winner. And that is all there is to it. Okay, so what we're going to do now to end the show is we are going to talk about and break down a couple of Tinder profiles. So what we're going to do is we're going to take a look at a couple of Tinder profiles. We're going to give you guys our thoughts. So here is Tinder profile number 1. Her name is Chantal. She is 37 years of age. It says in her bio, or at least what we can see, on a weight loss journey and need some sexercise. I don't send nudes. I wear glitter. So if you are cheating, your girlfriend will find out. More turned on by conversation and a good kisser than a whatever. So Chantal, right. I got you. So Chantal is...
She's what every man is looking for.
Why would you say that?
Well, everybody wants a girl on a weight loss journey.
Oh, my God.
Because you really don't have to feed her that much when you start
That's actually pretty good.
Right? You want a girl that leaves a trail of glitter so you can find her if she wanders off.
Dude, I swear to God, bitches in the club. Oh, my God. Dude, I have nightmares about glitter, man. Oh, my God. Dude, honestly, I probably still have glitter on me from freaking 3 years ago. Dude, girls who wear glitter, listen, it looks hot at the club, but, dude, it's all over your towels and your sheets and your floor. Ay. Women her size should not be wearing glitter. That's just all there is to it. And, of course, she says she doesn't send nudes. Yeah, I hope not. I would hope not. I would hope.
She does if you ask nicely.
Ew, God, that is so gross.
You know the rule. If she says she doesn't, she probably starts out with it.
Oh, my God. Ooh, she says she doesn't. Yeah, that's probably why she did it. She says, I don't send nudes. But
meanwhile, her boobs half hanging out in that picture.
Yeah, listen, she's rotund, and that's why she's only showing the upper half. But you can tell that she is gravitationally challenged because A, she has chubby cheeks, B, you can't see her collarbone, and C, you can't see anything below her breasts. It's obvious, and it's funny. It's funny. I'm on my weight loss journey. That is the most creative way of saying I'm fat that I've ever heard. I mean, listen, I'll give it to her for creativity.
Hey, she's doing something about it, though.
That's what she says.
That's what she says.
Sometimes journeys. So you guys go out on a date. She wants to stop at McDonald's. I thought you were on your weight loss journey. Well, my journey has many stops.
Well, we can just have sexercise afterwards.
Oh, God, that's gross. No, thank you. No, thank you, Chantal. No, thank you. By the way, we also have Devin's questions. You guys had questions for Dev. We're going to answer those in a few minutes. Let's go to another. Dating profile. So. Brianna D474 says, do you think this picture on my Tinder profile will deter guys looking for more than a hookup? So she put a picture and she asked the opinion of people. Hey, do you think this picture will scare off guys who aren't just looking for a hookup? They're looking for something deeper. Here is the picture. There's the picture. So let's go ahead. Let's count the banana gobbler tells. Number 1, obviously she has skin showing. Number 2, she's got a nose ring. Number 3, she's got the Playboy bunny on her dress.
Number 4, you can see her nipple piercing.
Are you kidding? Oh, I guess you can. Oh, I'm glad I didn't. Wow, I'm glad I didn't go. Well, you know what? Let me shrink the picture because I did not notice that. Yeah, she's oh, yeah, you can definitely see it. Oh, yeah. This girl is absolutely a freak. And it's funny because on its face, let me just go, let's see, if we go close up, doesn't she look so innocent?
Yeah.
No earrings.
It's almost like if I am not wearing makeup and I don't look like I'm trying too hard, maybe I'll be long-term relationship material.
Yes.
Isn't that what you see? Except for my
Playboy.
genitalia piercings and the inconnotations of the icons that I choose to represent on my clothing.
What are we doing? Hold on. Let me just go back. Let me just make sure we didn't misread this question. Do you think this picture on my Tinder profile would deter guys for looking more than a hookup? 15 comments. Let's find out. Let's see what they said. Let's see what they said. This is funny.
Okay. I know. Look at the comments.
It's a little saucy, and I realize it'll probably attract a lot of guys just wanting to hook up, which is fine, she says. But I mainly don't want it to deter guys for wanting more than a hookup. So she's looking for the alpha cash and the beta, looking for the alpha smash and the beta cash.
Wow.
She's looking for both. Wow.
Whoa.
You can see my nip piercing through my shirt, and I didn't think it's that noticeable, especially if you're swiping through. But a few guys have pointed it out to me. I don't want to give guys actually looking to date the idea that I'm only looking for a hookup, I guess?
She wants it both ways.
She wants to.
She wants all the attention.
Let's see. The first answer is yes, because of the bunny. Yeah, the bunny was also what I was going to point out, but being the point of main concern. Fair. Thank you. I think I'm going to Photoshop it out.
Why don't you just change?
She says she's going to Photoshop it out because she didn't feel like taking new pictures. Unbelievable, dude.
It sounds like a woman really ready to invest in a new relationship.
Oh, my God. Honestly, somebody says, I don't think any guy would swipe left on an attractive girl just because she shows some skin, even if they want a relationship. Well, that's your beta cash right there. We also want a sexy girlfriend. Plus, a few guys that would actually be so prude as to not date a woman who shows a little bit of skin, probably not someone you want to date. And he puts a question mark after it to solidify the upspeak. We got people doing upspeak in sentences now, right? We got people upspeaking in text.
Wow.
A bit of skin because probably not someone you want to date. This is incredible. So in short, if you want a religious or conservative boyfriend, probably don't use pictures like that. For all other men, you will be just fine.
I don't think she's showing too much skin in the picture.
I don't think she is.
Just think it's the inconnotations of the minutia, you know?
I think she did it on purpose. I think she wants to know. I think she wants to she wants to attract the men who are going to plow her, and then she wants to attract the men who are going to feed her before she gets plowed.
Right.
Ay, ay, ay. Oh, this is funny. Why Tinder? That's funny. No, you don't need to change anything. And I think the other saying something about the Playboy bunny thing is reaching. Oh, really? What does the Playboy bunny mean to you? What, math and education? Like, get out of here with that. Get the hell out of here with that. Ay, 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 man. Dude, I swear to God, these people and their disingenuosity. The Steel Curtain says she's nothing but a banana gobbler. Like that. Nate Dogg says that's his mom's profile. Ooh, boy. That is.
I think he said that about the first picture.
Oh, is that what he said? Oh my God. Wow. Okay. Serious. Kronos Absolution says, I don't trust a smile without teeth. Very true. Arpap says, does she have a stud in her nose or something? Yeah, let me look at that again. That was weird. Does. It was a stud, but it was sticking out. Hold on, let me go back to that. So look at this. Oh, wait a minute. Look at this stud, and it looks like. Do you see that? It looks like she just really poked an earring. Yeah. Well, it's usually flush in the nose, right? It doesn't look like it's actually sticking out. I don't know. That's a little far, isn't it?
Yeah, it's not attractive.
Yeah.
I personally feel like if you have freckles like this, facial piercings probably aren't the best look.
I guess.
You got enough going on as it is. You don't need to add to the chaos.
I agree with what's his name. I do not trust a smile without teeth. She might have a jacked up. It's so funny how innocent she looks, but trust and believe from personal experience, dude, the girl Juliet that I used to just absolutely... She didn't look like this, but she was very innocent looking.
Nasty hot kind
dude,
of look?
Well, no, she's not nasty hot. She's just very innocent looking, but those are always the biggest freaks. Those are the girls who proactively suggest going backdoor. You're like, whoa, I didn't know you were like that. And you look at her, she's like, well, I've never done this before. Yeah, sure you haven't. That's why I was able to slide it in so easily. And that was just kind of weird. Let's see. Says she kind of has the 1,000-block stare. Does she? Hold on. Let's look at that again. Does she have the 1,000-block stare? She almost does.
She's got a little twinkle in her eye.
A little bit, but you can see that it's.
Yeah, because she's not fully smiling.
Yeah. That's like she's got a little, maybe not the 1,000-block stare, maybe the 674-block stare.
375.
Yeah, somewhere around there. Yeah, the 1,000's probably right around the corner.
Give it a weekend.
I don't know how long ago was this post. It was this was 4 days ago. What's today? Thursday? Yeah, after the weekend. Yeah. Maybe you should follow her on Instagram or Facebook and see what she looks like. I'm sure she has one. For some reason, Dre Raven says, I would expect Chris Harrison to be waiting for you at the date site. Yeah, exactly. JB84 says that her smile is fake. I would agree. Kronos Absolution says hashtag me too. RPAP says, how does a girl get a Playboy dress? Where was she to be wearing one of those?
You can just probably buy it online from China or something.
Good. Yeah. Kronos says she smiles like a 4-year-old with janked teeth. Yeah, she might have jacked up teeth, man.
It's possible.
Yeah. Okay, so our last segment of the day, Ask Devin. So we asked you guys to ask Devin. Listen, I said racy questions are allowed. Be respectful. Be respectful. But you can ask racy questions. So let's see. This was one actually. So Steve from Salt Lake City, sorry if I put you on blast, says, it is often said, and I guess he's talking about me, a woman only engulfs or does lana for men she truly loves. Is this a true hard cut and dry rule? Can a woman still be infatuated with her man and be unwilling to do lanal and wallops? What are your thoughts? I don't want to be with my current woman if she doesn't truly have that infatuation that Rollo Tomasi talks about. I'm about to dump that female dog, but I wanted your thoughts. Thanks in advance. That's an interesting question. So it appears that Steve from Salt Lake City is with a woman who doesn't do lanal or swallow. And so he is asking, does a girl have to be completely infatuated with a man to do these things?
It's not a hard and fast rule. I think it has more to do with her level of, sexual experience and upbringing.
Okay.
I don't think there are any hard and fast rules when it comes to female sexuality. So, other than, the other rules like about the hardware, stuff like that. But I don't know what he means by infatuated.
Listen, what it comes down,
like, it's just if she's in love with him, if she's really into him, does she do anything?
No. This actually came from that's actually he's blending what Rollo Tomasi said along with what I said.
I'm not familiar with that.
Listen, girls suck the sausages of and take it in the back door for guys they really, really like. Guys that they're either guys they really, really like or guys who just sort of who they automatically do it for.
Okay.
I guess. Well, obviously, you've done those things for me, right? But you're not infatuated with me.
I'm in love with you.
But you're not. Okay, you're in love with me, but that's not as strong as infatuation. I think what Steve is asking here is because.
Let me ask you a question.
Okay.
Do I have a say?
In what?
Whether or not we do that, either one of those two things, do I really have a say? I mean, I could always say no, but am I the one?
You've never turned me down. Right.
Even when, I'm like,
Even when I tell you beforehand to kind of fuck with you? Yeah, right.
Which really makes me nervous. But, women will do things that they're uncomfortable with for people that they truly care about.
Okay.
So if it's something that she's not willing to at least try, then either you're not dominant enough where she doesn't want to please you enough.
There you go.
Or, she's just too prude. And some people are just prude. They're really uncomfortable with that.
Nah, I don't think it has anything to do with prude. I think, and listen. You asked the question, you're going to get the answer. Steve from Salt Lake City is not dominant enough. That's what it comes down to. I never have to worry about you saying no, please don't.
I always say no, please don't.
Well. But she consents. She listen. There is. Hold on. We got to make sure I don't go to jail.
True.
But you do you, Devin Sharpe? Okay. But right. Of course, you're like. I mean, listen. You're not like, ooh, give it to me. Mm-hmm. Like I will say that there is always a little bit of hesitation and trepidation.
Right.
But you eventually. I mean, at some point, you're like, all right, let's do this.
Yeah.
Why do you never say no?
I don't lead in the bedroom. I don't know. It's just not. If that's what you want to do, that's what we're doing. I don't.
Well, there we
that's
go.
What I'm used to.
Okay, let's think about. Let me think. Val.
No. If I have a physical problem or there's something wrong with me, I'll give you a heads up. I'm not looking to make a mess or anything. Like if I'm sick or something like that. But you don't.
What if I say no? I'm going anyway.
Get the rubber sheet.
Oh my God.
So gross.
Let me give you another example. Let's say you were dating Val from Temptation Island. Temptation Island.
Okay.
And he's like, yeah, let's go back door. Would you do it with him?
Fuck no.
Okay, well, there we go. And the look on her face is like, ew. So clearly it's a dominance. To me, it's a dominance and respect thing, right? Dude, no girl. Dude, the only girls who actually like backdoor fun are probably girls you shouldn't be committing to, because if she likes backdoor fun, she's had a lot of backdoor fun, which means she's had a lot of you-know-whats, right?
Right.
You understand what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So women, the point is this, Steve from Salt Lake City, women don't enjoy backdoor fun. Sometimes they do, most of the time they don't. They pretend to in spicy movies, but that's a fantasy. Dude, I think I've gone backdoor with maybe 3 girls that I know truly enjoyed it. All of the other ones just kind of grin and bear it and tolerate it, you among them. It's not your favorite thing in the world, but you do it.
Right.
Thank you. If you try to get me put in jail? I'm like, but you know, I'm like, all right, consent. I need consent here. Looking down, Jesus Christ. This is Devin's grand plan is getting me accused here.
The whole swallowing, ingesting thing, like, to me, that's just part of the deal. If you happen to go and I'm still down there, you're not gonna.
Or I just tell you to.
Yeah, you're not gonna. What are you gonna do? You know what I mean? Like that's just that's natural, right?
What if it was Val?
I wouldn't be doing that.
Okay, well there you go. It's not natural, right? Listen, women only do the kinkiest shit for guys they really like, guys they respect, or guys that they are freakishly turned on by.
Yeah, I could see if it was something like crazy, like, here, let me, ejaculate into a cup a couple times, and then you go, then watch you drink it. Like,
God,
weird
that's
stuff,
gross.
You know,
It's got to come.
Be like,
it has to come straight from the source.
Right.
Like Fiji water bottled at the source. It's the same protein.
Yes,
right.
It's like in the moment. It's like
yes, yeah, and it's still warm, right? If you do it in a cup, it's kind of cold. You got to put it in the microwave, and then it's not this. Yeah, just.
How do you know that?
Well, sperm doesn't stay warm forever.
Ew.
Like after they.
Could you imagine microwave?
No, absolutely not. Let's go to the next. Let's go to the next question. We'll answer 2 or 3 here. William Edom wants to know, Devin, what are your thoughts on Kevin Samuels? Is he right? Fit, feminine, friendly, cook, clean, suck the D, cooperative submission. Anything else you agree or disagree?
As far as that's what men want?
Well, yeah.
Well, yeah. I mean, he's a man. He knows what men want.
Right.
Why wouldn't he be right? You will never hear me disprove people
I think
like
the reason he asked,
Kevin.
I think the reason he asked is because you're white. That's why.
Am I white?
Yes, that's why he asked.
Relationships dynamics are the same between men and women, regardless of race.
Listen, and listen, William DM me in Patreon. Just because I don't want to put words in this guy's mouth, but my guess is that if you were Shadevin and you were a black girl, I don't think he would have asked you about that.
Well,
because he knows
if I didn't really if I didn't agree and, value traditional gender roles, I wouldn't be in the situation that I'm in today. And actually, like, I even talked to my trainer today about this.
Mm-hmm.
And she's like, gender roles exist for a reason.
Yeah.
She's very, she's very about, well, she's very into the Bible, but she doesn't push that on me. But, she's very into, yes, tradition, gender roles are there for a reason.
Yeah.
Men should lead the family. I am behind that 100%. If he needs me to do something, I'll step in. I'll take care of whatever he wants me to do. But for all intent and purposes, he's the leader of our family. And I was like, wow, like, because we don't have those conversations very often. But she is very red-pilled, believe it or not.
Yeah, you guys have a lot in common.
Yeah, it's hard to meet people like that. And it just takes a long time to get to know someone before they're really, like,
it's funny.
How they truly feel.
It's funny. Your first personal trainer, actually, she didn't feel exactly that way. She was she's sort of the, the strong and independent, but guess what? At the end of the day, she believes in submission to her man. So I don't think it's hard to meet people like that. As a woman, I think most women probably think this way. They're just afraid to say it out loud.
Yeah, they just don't want to talk about it.
Yeah. Wow. Listen, listen, William. I mean, anything you want to else add or agree or disagree? I mean,
no, I'd never disagree with Kevin. I mean, he's got 40,000 people watching, seeing that it's correct. And every time someone calls, it's just a proof in the pudding.
He's undefeated, man.
He is, and he's really trying to help women and men.
Yeah,
and when he's not breaking down these women because he's mean or he's a bully or
no.
It's hard to swallow the truth.
Yeah,
just like when I first started talking to you.
That's right.
There were a lot of things I didn't want to hear.
That's right.
And actually, that's why I reached out to you, because a lot of the stuff that you were writing, I was like, oh, that's really true. Don't like it, and it's also hilarious. Like, some of your writing, it's very funny. So
I tried.
So, that's something that got me intrigued. Like, okay, is this really what men want? And how difficult is it truly to do this?
And you figured out that it was how difficult?
It's not that hard at all. I actually love it.
Okay. All right. So you like Backdoor then? That's a no. All right. Last question here by my man, J Mart. Okay. This one is actually, hold on real quick. Let me shrink this a little bit. So he says, the gossip around certain content creators is your age, weight, and looks. Also, it seems they have doxed you. How do you feel about content creators using you for content? How do you feel about content creators using you for ammunition against DS? That is a very, very good question. So what are your what are your thoughts on that?
That's a very, very good question. I think what people don't realize over the years is that I've met almost all of the major red pill content creators.
Yeah, all of them.
By way of you.
Yeah.
Donovan doesn't keep me in a locked room. So I've broken bread with, Rollo and his wife a few times. Yep. I've met Richard Cooper, Anthony Johnson, Ivan Throne.
We had dinner with him and his wife.
His wife, yeah. Hunter Drew, a.k.a. Zach Small.
Yep.
His wife and I talked to. I've met George Bruno.
Yep.
I don't know if he's still with that cute girl that he had.
He is. He is. Good, yeah, he's still with her.
I can't wait to see her again.
Yep.
Not to mention everyone that's ever done one-on-one with
dude,
Donovan
you've
Sharpe.
met Kevin Samuels, Minister Jap, Coach Greg Adams.
Yeah, I've met Myron several times. I've been to the Fresh and Fit studio.
Yeah.
Even though you didn't see me on camera, I was there. Hotep Jesus, Jap Lucario, Coach Greg Adams.
All of them.
Aaron Clary, Terrence Pop.
I think you are probably, and I'm sure there's other, I don't know. I think you're probably the woman who has met the most red pill guys out there.
It's funny because I was the one who reached out to Hotep to see if he wanted to come on and do a one-on-one with Donovan Sharpe.
Yeah. Oh, I remember.
And that's how he kind of got introduced to a lot of these guys. So So everyone can thank me for Hotep. Jeez, I'm just kidding. But it's crazy. So. Some of the guys that I've met, they've fallen out of your circle. Richard Cooper, Steve the Dean, there's a couple guys, it's just have parted ways. But how come we don't hear those guys talking about how fat I am and how old I am and how ugly I am and things like that?
All right.
It's like, okay, one, I think they don't have anything to gain by doing so. And I also think, I think some of them might be a little scared of you, but I would be too. And overall, it's also just not true. And they know that talking trash about another man's woman or family for personal gain is going to get their man card revoked. I mean, that's you got you can pick a lot of battles, but when you start going after people's family and or girlfriends or wives, it happens all the time, but it's low.
Sure.
So, I mean, how do I feel about it? I mean, some of the comments, they hurt. I try to just see it sarcastically. Excuse me, take a drink. I try to just kind of laugh about it because, you know, I'm the one who looks in the mirror every day.
Sure.
You know,
you're the one busting your ass in the gym every day,
right.
goddammit.
And honestly, like, it doesn't really affect me. Once I turn the computer off or whatever, like, it affects my life zero.
Right.
You know.
Right.
So another thing is that these content creators, they want to trash like the one woman who's done more for the manosphere than any other woman that I know of on the planet.
Yeah, that's true. Like you were the moderator.
Except I just do it from behind the scenes. For example, I Sharpe assist.
Yep.
You know, from the get-go.
Yeah.
You know, I moderated Red Man Group from its inception until you
until we parted ways.
Panel.
Yeah.
Let's see. I built websites for guys in the manosphere.
Yeah.
I jump on conference calls with you and other content creators when you guys are talking about
SEO and all that.
Marketing, SEO. Anybody has any questions, I'll field them as they come. You know, I do all this through you, of course. I'm not, you know, talking to these guys.
Of course.
Also, even like I advise Anthony Johnson on how to fight chargebacks when he blew up his ticket sales by going after Rolo.
Dude, you're right about that. I remember that. We were on the phone with him for like 45 minutes. You remember that?
I know. I'm the one trying to help this guy save money in his business out of the kindness of my heart.
Wow,
you have no idea how
that.
many hours of free labor Anthony Johnson's gotten out of me. But yet he's going to turn around and take a bad screen grab of a half a second that's got a bad aspect ratio that makes me look about 400 pounds because it's all stretched out.
Do you remember?
You know what? I got Photoshop too. You know what? I can do that too. But also, we also had the bad aspect ratio on that episode.
Because me and Terrence Pop looked like, it was funny because we looked like we were stretched out. That was the
first one. It was you and Myron.
No, I thought it was the Pop episode.
No, it was the first one with you and Myron because when you came in with Myron and we had just gotten it was still brand new. And one of the headphones was making a crazy noise, like crazy feedback. And you guys had to go run. I think you ran to go pick him up or something. And then I didn't realize the cameras were rolling.
Oh,
and I had to go
that's
fix
what it
the
was.
headphones.
Yeah.
And you came in, you were like, you were on the camera. And I was like, I told you.
I told you.
But the aspect ratio was messed up for the first couple episodes.
He didn't have on any makeup. It was crazy.
Yeah, because I got ready to go to dinner afterwards is when I did all my hair, makeup, and got all dressed up to go out to dinner. I'm not getting dressed up just to sit behind a screen, do a podcast, and nobody's going to see me, I thought. You know, but either way, you know, like, you can't just take one bad half a second screen grab and just start making judgments about someone.
I'm sure you can, but, you know, it doesn't have to be a good judgment.
Well, you know, so it just kind of like makes me feel like, you know, you piece of you know what, you know, like I did nothing, me of all people, did nothing but try to help someone.
Dude, the chargebacks, I forgot about that, man.
And then, you know, you're going to turn around and dox me? Like, put my full name out there? Like, he knew for a reason I was trying to keep a low pro. I'm not the content creator. You are. Yeah. You know? So, anyway, like, I help you, Donovan. Like, I help you help men in as many ways as I possibly can.
Yeah.
You know? And I did this even before I started working for you full time.
Right.
And yet these content creators who want to trash me, I mean, they can just go knock themselves out and keep going for it because it really isn't going to hurt all the good that we've done.
Yeah, I agree.
You know, all the men that we've helped, all of, you know, oh, well, she's just trying to help him scam and blah, blah, blah. Well, what do we scam? What's our scam? We work our butts off 16 hours a day. I work more hours now than I ever did going to an office.
Do you really?
Oh, for sure. I just think these guys just look stupid and childish at the end of the day. They got nothing better to talk about.
Okay. All right.
And just to make a point here.
What, do you got to catch your breath?
No, my throat is really dry.
Do you have your inhaler?
No, I'm good.
All right.
But, like, you've never said I was young or perfect. You've never told your audience I was anything better than a 7, you know? It's just, like, funny because I always tell my trainer to make me an 8. And just, like you've hidden some things to obscure my privacy because... Of course. I've asked you to.
Yes,
and, you know, I'm not the it's not my show. You
sure.
know, this show's not about me. But... the cat's out of the bag now. We just have to move forward.
Yeah, it is what it is.
And I think that they're only coming after me is because they've got nothing left to come after you because you've already spilled all your own beans.
Yeah, right.
Right. So what are they going to say? Ooh.
Donovan Sharpe's committed crimes, yes.
Oh, God forbid. We're married. That was a new one.
Oh, my God.
And I don't know if it's because I will always wear that fake wedding ring.
Dude,
I've been wearing that since even before we moved in.
Dude, that was crazy.
But
man.
yeah, okay, I got it for $45 off Amazon. If anybody wants to go get one, they can pretend to be married too. Okay?
Oh my God! But the reason you wore a wedding ring was to you actually started wearing a wedding ring like 3 months into us seeing each other. You wore a wedding ring to ward, and I actually talked about this. I think in like episode 12 or something. Make her wear a wedding ring. Make her wear a wedding ring so that she can. I mean, you guys can go check the archives.
I didn't want dudes to think that I was available, and I had worn one for so long that it was just
just kind of natural.
Now I'm like, wait a second, I don't want to talk to this guy. And I had a friend in Florida who did that. She's a police officer, and I was like, you're not married. She's
the one with the fake tits.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why she wore a wedding ring because she had fake tits. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, but I was like, I'll take a page out of that book and see if that helps. But, I also just kind of, I don't know. It's kind of embarrassing also to be, in your late 30s and not married, too. So
yeah, well,
pretend like I was.
You got nobody to blame but yourself.
So I'm so good at pretending that the whole
internet believes that
we're
actually got it.
Yeah.
Got it. That makes sense.
Anyway, I want to just thank them for the questions and keep them coming.
Keep them coming, guys. If you have a question for Dev, keep it clean. Well, you don't have to keep it clean. Keep it respectful-ish, right? Well, that dude jumped right into it with the backdoor fun.
Oh,
right? Like he jumped right into it with the backdoor fun, and I jumped right into it. Yeah, listen, man. When it comes down to it, as a woman, you have to do things that you're going to have to do things that you're uncomfortable with. Like, are there things about me that you find annoying? Yes. Are there things that you do for me on a regular basis that you don't necessarily like?
Yes.
Absolutely. Oh, well. Okay. All right. Well,
sorry.
don't let me. Yes. Right. What's the most annoying thing that you have to do for me on a daily basis?
That I have to do for you
Mm-hmm.
on a daily basis? Boy, I don't know. I think it's just picking up the trail that you leave as you go around the house.
Oh my God. Cups, spoons.
Wiping the kratom off the counter every 5 minutes.
Kratom.
Kratom.
Oh my God.
Kratom.
Tomato.
I happen to do the dishes twice a day. No, I'm kidding. But yeah.
I got to take out the trash twice a day, so you got to do the dishes, goddammit.
It's just funny. Like, yeah. It's funny.
My little idio.
It's like when you're out of town, like I run the dishwasher every 3 days.
Are you trying to say that I use a lot of dishes? Is that what this is? Got it. Okay. I don't care.
I know.
Don't care. Fantastic show. Looks like we have one more super chat. Actually, we have. One more super chat. Looks like Peter Lee.
Peter Lee, $5. Not a hard and fast rule. Unless she has done it for previous boyfriends and refuses to do it with you, then it's a red flag.
Bingo!
That I agree with.
There you go. You guys know exactly how that is. So, coming up next is the Temptation Island breakdown. Listen, man, these Temptation Island breakdowns are absolutely, they're getting to be a lot of fun. I'm actually going to be debuting. Look at that. I got kind of a new overlay thing going on here for Temptation Island.
That looks good.
That's cool, right?
Yeah.
Did you look at the current events one? You see that? Yeah, you like the
fire.
Say it like Fresh Prince. Bro, that's fire, bro. Bro, check it out. That's fire. I love Fresh.
Everyone, I guess I'm full of stupid jokes all the time.
Yes. Oh my God.
I'm not really funny, but I laugh.
No, Devin tells stupid jokes. They're so stupid that you have to laugh. Listen, fantastic show today. Man, you got raw and real. Talked about butt sex, Anthony Johnson, and bad wives.
Yeah, 2 days in a row now. Just letting it all out here.
Jesus Christ. Just don't let it all out if I go back door.
Oh,
We'll see you tomorrow, guys. Get thousands of hours of content not found anywhere on patreon.com/Donovan Sharpe. Link in description.